Alright. No time like the present. May as well get into it. Audio quality. Who cares? I can't actually use my microphone right now because I don't have a arm for it. So there's literally nowhere I can place it that would be audible, which is it's annoying, but oh well. Regardless, oh yeah, and I didn't have time. I didn't think about that until like now, so I didn't have time to it's like 18 right now. It is 20. That is 200. So I didn't have time to like adjust the settings on voice meter relative to this microphone. Or I guess not my headset, so it's, you know, a little scuffed. Who care? Not me. I'm just here to make art. Okay. So what I want to do is actually Squid Sisters Splatoween Splatoon, what's the name? Tune 3. I want to grab a couple more reference images so that I can get their boots. So we save image as button refs. Because I didn't have their full outfit and I want to actually be able to see their headpieces a little better. Because that'll make life easier. Files, this copy, insert as new layer. Oh, and how convenient, it's right up in the corner. So we move that up with the rest of them. And get to fix them. Merry Christmas. Happy Chrysler. Happy Halloween. It's spooky time. What a glorious day. That's the wrong layer. Oof. I'm excited, but also a little nervous because I'm going out with friends, and so I need to get my costume on, but we're leaving like somewhere between 30 minutes to an hour after I end my stream, so I'll have to be quick. Okay, so that's... just get rid of that entirely. What did I just click? Okay. Here. It's kind of like over her hair. Something more like this, and then I should do this on the sketch layer. That would be smart. And I can get rid of it later so it doesn't get in my way. Genius. Something like that. So... And then it, like, tilts forward still. Ooh. Thank you, thank you. That's not nearly big enough. This thing is massive. What am I doing? Giving her an average-sized headpiece? Absolutely not. This is Splatoon. Everything is cartoonish as hell. That's more like it. Absolutely far too large. Do you have any plans other than, you know, handing out candy on this fine evening? Although actually, 5, 6, 7, 8, you might be doing that right now. It's like 8 p.m. over there. Just streaming, handed out some of the Pokemon card packs, found all the rest of the cards you needed. After learning how to count. You finally learned how to count to 10? I'm so proud of you. Good job. Yeah, let's get you out some left for the kids though. I'm planning on opening mine up right after stream, so that I can leave them behind with the poor people handing out candy. Back at the house. I should be like home in time to catch a couple of the older kids. But you know, I'll see if I have more than like 2 left. Okay, what does hers look like? Callie, what you got? Oh, not a leaf. How could you do this to me? This is cruel. And a leaf and a square. Double whammy. Ooh. Double whammy. God, this is a terrible angle. I guess like this. Like more forward though, I think. It's like here-ish? Maybe? Oh my god, their hats elude me. That looks... Yeah, kinda. Gotta get just wanted to pop in, gotta get costume stuff ready. You have a wonderful time getting your costumes on, Sheaf. Thank you for dropping in. I might say hi and lurk in your stream for a little while. I should be home before it ends, maybe, so I might be able to hang out at the end, but we'll see. Regardless, you all have fun. Yeah, that kind of looks like it. Could be better, could be worse kind of situation. I mean, I don't know what I'm doing. I've never drawn this thing before, let alone at such an awkward angle. Oh, that tangent is gonna kill me. Oh well. Okay, and then she's like the leaf thing. So it's like... that? Yeah, kinda. I think I want to move it over slightly though. Yeah, that looks a little better, I think. Actually, I wanna see if I can make it longer. Yeah, I think I made it too tall. Oh, definitely want to squish it, not stretch it. Yeah, okay. That's their weird ass hats. And then I already got the gloves, and then they have their boots, which are well, it's their normal shoes, but they have like weird little things on the sides. And their shoes are also heeled. I saw this coming when I sketched this, and you know, I can't be bothered. I did the exact same thing when I was drawing Deep Cut. I drew Shiver, and I forgot that she wore like wedges, and I had to fix it. I'm not fixing it this time. They can just wear boots. They can suffer. I don't care. Screw your high heels. Okay, so it's... yada yada. And then they have like the line down the middle, and kind of pointed. Yeah, like that. And then she's... oh my god, these boots are so confusing. Like this, and then it has like a circle? thing on it. Yeah, that's close enough, I think. Sure. So, I mean, I don't really know what's going on with these things, to be honest. So, I mean, if it works, it works, you know? It's like their shoes don't. What is this? What is this thing? I know it glows orange, like the things on their gloves, but other than that, I don't know. What is the? Oh, yeah, the music's way quieter than I am. Never mind. Just like, I think it sounds louder to me than it does stream. So it's like, huh. I wonder if anyone can actually hear me. Actually, wait. So these, they don't. Okay, yeah, the like sides of these don't really go that far past the ankle. I will put it up like a little bit more though, I think. Just like a smidge. Because I like a tall boot. I think it looks good. Something about like high-topped shoes just look good. Timeless classic. Actually, do I even need to change anything to be able to make these heels for Marie? I might give Marie heels, but not Callie, depending on if I can reasonably pull that off. Because looking at the shape I've drawn here, I think I could very well just... Yeah. Bam, heels. Easy. Okay, so we've got the shoes, the outfits, the hats. I think Callie's arm is too short. Okay, let's fix that really quickly. Yeah, no, her arm is definitely too short. That's if we mirror it. Or, no, not mirror, but if we grab it at the shoulder and then wrong layer. We grabbed at the shoulder and then rotate it down. Move it slightly to account. It's never mind. That is indeed proportional to her body. What? But it looks too short. That's... I mean... Okay. I guess I'm not gonna question that. I'm gonna make this like a little bit longer though. Like ever so slightly up. Oh no, I see the issue. It's not that her arm is too short. It's that her glove is positioned in a way that makes her arm look shorter. Yeah, because I put it down here when it would be more like here. That makes sense. Let's see if I can figure out how to move things. That's too low. And we're gonna want to squish it slightly. About here? Yeah. Yeah, because, like, Marie's wristband is right at her wrist, but Callie's was, like, below instead of at it, so it looked weird. And now it no longer looks weird. Easy schmeezy. Cool. Alright, so most of the rest of this, after just plotting these out really quickly, is just line art, which should be easy if I've set up everything correctly. Which I should have. And it's just smooth sailing from there. Less fun, in my humble opinion. I find the most fun part of the drawing process to be the sketching, but, you know, there's still merit to, in my eyes, personally. I know other people have their own favorite parts of the process, but I still find fun in the rendering stages. I just find the most fun in sketching, which is why I never finish anything. And why I'm in a constant state of work in progress. Yeah, when I put on my Instagram bio, King of Work in Progress it was not actually a joke. It was, in fact, so true, bestie. I have, like, I don't know how many, probably over 20, like 20, 25 or something. 20 to 25, like, unfinished things that I started. Just, like, sitting in my files right now. And I haven't touched any of them in months. Because I'll start a new thing and go, oh, wow, this new thing, how fun, and then I'll ignore everything that I never finished. Which I think rendering things on stream is good for me, because I'll actually finish my art once in a while. And it's very satisfying to, like, have a finished art piece, you know? Like, there's a lot of fun in I hate lines. There's a lot of fun in sketching, but there's, like, this feeling of accomplishment when you fix it, and it's a good feeling to be able to sit back and look at a piece of art and go, wow, I made that and it's done, and then chuck it in your files and maybe post it on social media, walk away and never look at it again. Because fuck that. I spent 18 hours straight on a piece once, and when I was done, I posted it to Instagram, and then I laid down and I didn't draw the whole day. I wouldn't recommend something like that, because, I mean, okay, I did sleep for like 9 hours, but other than that, I was pretty much just drawing for an entire 2 days. on a single piece, one character, just for, you know, art fight. And it's a good drawing. I'm really proud of it. But my god, was that terrible. Like, I'm proud of it, but it was at many costs, and I would not recommend. I would suggest taking breaks when drawing, many breaks, especially if you've been drawing for too long. Pause, and then go take a break and do something else. Rest your eyeballs, go look at a plant, stare at some water, look at a different image. If you wish to stay on the digitals, just look at something else. Lower the like maybe grab your phone, lower the brightness, go like watch a YouTube video or something for a while, and then go back to drawing later. Because just looking at the same still image for like hours, it's an experience. Makes your eyes go all fuzzy sometimes. And you can't really see, and it's kind of hard to draw when you cannot see what you are doing. I'll say that much. Yeah, so I definitely don't intend to do that ever again, because it wasn't the best idea. Oh, I should finish that, like, art fight thing that I never actually did, because there's, like, the card where it's like, hey, I'm on this team, and these are my characters, here's my profile picture, I draw this and that. I started it, and I was really proud of how it was turning out, because, like, that was, like, a 6-character lineup, and pretty much almost everything passed the flip test, which was very impressive. I was not expecting that, but it did, and it was great. And then I never finished the thing, which was kind of funny. So I think I might like render that on stream at some point, because I'm pretty sure streaming a rendering process is the only way I will ever render anything in my life ever again, because I don't ever do it. That's not gonna work. Okay, let's start from the inside, and then sort of fade it in like this. Yeah. And then we can do this. Yeah, that looks good. Alright, for the sake of having a topic before I inevitably go on a rant about Splatoon again, which I think I've already discussed my opinion of current map design and such on stream, but you know, it doesn't hurt to do it again. But you know, before that, for the sake of topic, I have been playing a lot of games on Steam recently, because I spent a lot of time before I got this computer not really playing anything, because I had a game pool of like 3. I had three games I could play. I mean, it was more than that, but like 3 games I could reasonably play, because I was stuck on mobile and Switch, and any of the games I had on mobile ate battery for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, like absolutely nobody's business. So it was a little difficult to, you know, play a lot of games, and so I found myself kind of not really playing games a lot. And it sucked because I really like playing games, but there was just nothing holding my attention anymore because, well, I had like 3 things. And I could only play those 3 games so much. But so once I got the computer, it took a little bit, but I eventually started playing video games again. And hoo boy, has it been fun. I snagged a couple free ones off of Steam, like a couple numbers from the Five Nights at Freddy's series, just because, you know, people have been talking about it recently, figured might as well, and boy, is Pizzeria Simulator hard. That game is kicking my ass. Like, the first animatronic that shows up in your pizzeria that you have to, like, avoid, so you don't die, because it's a horror game, and that's how it is. I think his name is Molten Freddy. Yeah, it's Molten Freddy, and he was, like, inches away from me the entire night. Bro would not leave. And the problem with that is that I needed him to leave so I could do things, and then I get to night 2, and then Scrap Trap is there. And it's even worse, because now there's 2 of them, and they would not leave. I couldn't get anything done. I still haven't even gotten close to beating night 2, because they're just sitting right next to me in my vents all night. And because there's 2 of them, they're on the Scrap Trap and Molten Freddy are on different sides, so they're in different vents. So you can't just stare at one vent to get rid of both of them. You have to deal with both vents, and it's not easy. I'm a little scared that this is night 2. I'm worried what the rest will have in store, especially when there's more animatronics. And I didn't even get, like, because with the animatronics that you have to deal with in Pizzeria Simulator, there's 2 ways that you can get them to become enemies. And that is... Why am I bothering with this? It looks fine without. It doesn't... I don't need to give them shoe soles. No, I'm not giving them shoe soles. I take it back, we're not doing that. But, like, you can either salvage them, where you go through a process where you have to make sure you don't get, like, murdered by, you know, a couple controlled shocks and writing things down on a list. And if you succeed, you get money for it, which is helpful in a different section of the game. And then the other way is if you buy, like, items in that section of the game where money is useful, that have, like, really high liability and are a big item. Liability is one of the meters in the game. Then you can potentially get one of the 4 animatronics with it by accident, and then they'll be in your pizzeria and you don't get to salvage them. Now I did not accidentally invite Scrap Trap into my pizzeria. He went in, I was able to try and salvage him. And he proceeded to go to phase 3, which is where they're, like, about to attack you. You have to shock them or you will die immediately. And I looked at that and I went, there's no way. Because I Googled what the phases look like so that I could tell when he was in phase 3. And it looked like phase 3, but I was like, there's no way that he went into phase 3 immediately. And he sure did, and I sure died because I didn't shock him. Because I was like, no, there's no way, and he was. So I didn't get the $1,000, which would have been so useful. A little tragic, but, you know, the game is fun, though. It's a little spooky, but I think it's fun. As resident bad at horror games person, or not bad at, but bad with, I think it's an entertaining game, to say the least. Why am I doing this? I can just backspace to get rid of it. It looked good. Easy. Okay, it's fixed. Cool. Well, like it's a fun game so far. I'm enjoying myself. The main thing. What was I saying? Yeah, the main thing I'm worried about is like getting to the next nights though. I don't know if that'll go well. I've also been playing Rain World a lot, which it is kicking my ass, but it is such a fun game. Oh my god, I am having a grand time with Rain World. It took me a while to like figure out and get used to the mechanics, definitely. And you know, I haven't mastered the more intricate things such as backflips and rolling and such. I don't even know. I haven't been able to actually roll yet at all. I've managed a couple backflips, but not in a way that I'd be confident using them where they'd be most helpful. But regardless, it's been very fun, and I got it as like a package deal on sale on Steam. So I have Downpour, which is a DLC for it, which adds like a bunch of new playable characters with their own mechanics and their own stories, and it's really fun. And I'm very excited to get to play them once I finally beat the game once, which I think might take me a little while. Because, you know, at the end of the day, Rain World is like an exploration game. It's a game where you're just a little guy in a very big world. And you're trying to get by and figure out what's going on. You have a little bit of help, but not a lot of help, and you know, it's about finding your way in the world kind of thing. Not like philosophically, I like finding your way literally. You are just a creature trying to survive. That doesn't look like a hand. But you know, I finally made it through certain sections to meeting a character that exists in the game. I'm going to be vague because I don't know if anyone who ends up watching this VOD will be like playing Rain World and not be there yet, or like want to play Rain World. I highly recommend Rain World. It's a very fun game. It's not a game for everyone, but literally no game is a game for everyone. So that kind of means nothing right now. Usually a phrase put into use when it's a game that is not for most people. I don't know if Rain World is a game not for most people. It's a game for me, so I have no clue. But it's definitely very fun. I'm having a great time. So if exploring as a little guy sounds fun to you, maybe go try it out. I don't think it's terribly expensive on Steam from what I recall. And it's a really fun time. And with the I don't know if it just comes in the base game or if it's in the DLC. I assume it's in the base game. But there's something called Jolly Co-op, which basically you can it's a local multiplayer thing, so you can have up to 4 people play with you on the same computer. And that sounds real fun, because you can all go on an adventure together. I think I personally would suggest at least playing the game for a little while before doing co-op, though, just so you can, like, get familiar with the environment and how the like gameplay loop works and the controls. Because I imagine having co-op immediately would make things a little difficult to learn just because of the way the camera would work. I'm pretty sure. I don't know if it has split cam, but if it does, that would mean that like certain parts of what your normal view would be are just obscured. What is going on here? This is not a hand. This is a sock puppet. I've given her a sock puppet. I don't know how to fix this. I think okay, I need to get rid of the gloves is what I need to do. Just erase this entirely, because those, like, glove cover, like, the jutting out bits are getting in the way of making this make anatomical sense. So we're gonna get rid of that. And we're gonna start fresh. Okay, so this is the hand that we see the most of. Sometimes you gotta go back to shapes, because that's mostly what art is. It's a bunch of shapes. It's all shapes. So sometimes you have to concede to the shapes. The shapes are your god. They will win. You cannot fight the shapes. It's just how it is. It's tragic, I know, but, you know, shapes are in charge and must be obeyed. Something like that. Okay, not to be a heretic. Is heretic the right word? I don't know. Not to be a heathen. I love Halloween. Let me preface. Halloween, quality content right there. Good shit. Definitely my favorite holiday. But the winter holidays happen in winter, and winter is my favorite season hands down because it's cold and it snows, and I love snow, and I hate the heat viscerally. I have a visceral disdain for heat, and I love the cold. The cold, especially when it's like freezing cold, is when I get to wear all of my fun outfits, because they are slightly too warm for me in any other season. I will overheat. I overheat very easily. It's incredibly annoying. But like, I get to wear all the fun stuff in winter and around the winter holidays, and also I don't celebrate Christmas. I celebrate Yule. But I do have a Christmas hat because commercialized holidays. And it's I tied like bells to it, so whenever I whenever I move my head while I'm wearing the thing, it like jingles, which I find to be very entertaining. So you know, the winter holidays have their merits. They'll never beat Halloween because it's Halloween, but they're there. You know, they have a footing in the fight, in the holiday brawl. I think this makes sense. At least it makes more sense than the other thing did. Yeah, like that, kind of. I think that looks good. And I think it makes more sense, which is really the important part, is that it made sense, that it was readable. What did I... Yeah, I guess the thumb is rather shockingly flexible, actually, so I suppose this should be possible. I mean, people do it in real life, so... It's just like, that's such a long... Well, actually, it's not that long. The real question is if I can get this to look like a thumb instead of a mini Reese's Pieces. I guess it'd be more like a peanut butter cup, not a Reese's Pieces. Mini Reese's Pieces would be tiny. Those things are small enough. Yeah, that's close enough. Oh, the only problem I really have is that her fingers look very, very small. Which I don't really want. I want them to look around the same size as Marie's. So we can fix that by just having one go over Marie's thumb instead of under. Good. Because, goddamn, if holding hands isn't a very, very difficult hand pose to draw. Like, hugging? I'll draw characters hugging any day. Chilling and vibing, high-fiving, physically interacting in a variety of ways, which is a difficult thing to do, because you have to make sure they're on the same, like, perspective plane, and also, all the proportions are right, and it's, like, harder to hide if you get it wrong. So there's not as much leniency as if the characters aren't physically interacting. But, like, you know, I can pull out that off, but holding hands, not easy, man. There's just something about the shapes and how they interlock is so damn weird. Okay, and then they're like glove things. Cool. And this looks kind of like a jumble of random lines, but it'll be cleaned up when I do the line art. Right, I never did her ears, did I? Whoops. Ah, geez, how did I draw these on Marie? Something like this, I think. A bit less extreme, obviously. Yeah. And then I want to rotate hers up slightly, because she's cheerful. She's a cheery gal. That doesn't work here. Okay, there we go. We use that as a sort of guide for where we're gonna place our actual lines. And then we erase all the things that we don't want. I don't think that's big enough. There we go. That's more like it. Yeah, looking outside, as it begins to darken, I may end up ending stream a little bit early, just to make sure that I'm not late to my events. But I do have to get my costume on, which, while not complicated, I do have to find all the pieces. I don't actually know where I left everything, to be completely honest. You know, like, I won't end, like, too early, but maybe, like, 30 minutes early or something. You know, we're not gonna be done at, like, 6 p.m. in, like, 6 minutes. No. But, you know, it might end around, like, 6:30 or 7 instead of 7:30. This week has been incredibly busy, but my schedule outside of streaming should free up a bit after this week, which means I won't have to worry about, like, potentially having to cancel another stream or something, because, oof, real life. Not really able to prioritize new ventures too much. Especially ones that I want to do, like, consistently. Like streams, like I wanna try and keep a level of consistency with them. So I need to worry about that relative to my actual schedule and that kind of thing, and it's all a bit of a hassle. Is her ear in front of or behind her? It wouldn't make sense for her ear to be in front of her arm. I think her ear is behind her arm. And that lets me show off her sick-ass muscles, too. Because she's buff as hell. It's like, who could possibly be a, like, in-universe be a roller main and not be fucking jacked when it comes to upper body strength. Because those things are massive. Absolutely massive. And they just, like, pick them up and chuck them constantly. Like, considering how huge rollers are, plus the, like, the animations used for them, it's like, there's no way characters that use a roller all the time aren't fucking ripped as hell. And Callie, I believe, is a roller main. So, you know, like, her classic weapon of choice is a roller, I mean. I know that Marie does. Wow, her neck is way too small. I know that Marie does Charger, which is basically a sniper weapon. And then Roller is basically a giant paint roller that you well, you roll it on the ground, but sometimes you like pick it up into the air and slam it down on the ground to like throw ink at your enemies. Why am I describing this? If someone's watching that stream, it's probably because they're watching Splatoon, or because they play Splatoon. But yeah, no, I believe she's a roller main, and something about this looks wrong. I don't know what it is. Believe that. Okay. Pull that up a little higher. I think kids are coming to the door already. My room is like right next to our front door. Okay. I think I'll leave her. No, I don't wanna. I don't wanna like leave her other ear undrawn. I think that'd look weird. But I also don't want it to like interfere visually with her eyelashes. Yeah, I think that works. I do need to pull her chin out slightly, though. I love flipping horizontally. Makes it so much easier to see what's going on. You know, get that fresh eyes look at your art. Figure out what's wrong with it. Yeah, that's better. I think that works. Alright. Okay, I don't really need to do this with the legs, except maybe this knee, because I already have it plotted out in a way that I can draw over it relatively well. So I don't need to do a second sketch for that, I don't think. You know, I don't want to waste my own time doing something that I don't need to. Because most of the second sketch stuff is either for, like, putting in details that I didn't want to do with the anatomy sketch, or or like putting in details that wouldn't really be helpful to have in the anatomy sketch, or what's the word? Not like clarify. It's like taking something from like your sketch and then making it look a little clearer on what it actually is. Like, you know, having the vague scribbles that were these hands, and then using the second sketch to make them, like, readable. Adding clarity to it. I genuinely cannot remember what it's called. Oh, that's what looks so weird. She doesn't have her collar thing. Okay. Well, let's fix that then. Honestly, it's so tragic that Halloween was on a Tuesday this year. Like, having it on a weekend or a Friday is so much better, because you don't... Well, I mean, I guess it like depends on the person's schedule. But like for all the children in school, at least, you know, having it be on like a Friday or a weekend, then they can stay up later and get more candy. And I just prefer events happening on Fridays or weekends. Well, I used to. I guess it's not really convenient for me anymore because I stream on Fridays, which I don't want to. Well, it's not that I don't want to, but I did end up with a very odd streaming schedule because of like working on my other scheduling. So I have Tuesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. So that's back-to-back stream days and like a huge gap in between. Like I'm fairly certain Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday would have made more sense, but I just didn't have the time, which is tragic. But in the future, I should hopefully be able to dedicate a little bit more of my time to streaming in general. So I'll actually not only be able to have a bit more freedom with what days I'm doing streams on, but I can just do it on more days, which would be nice. Because 3 streams a week isn't bad, but I would like to do more. Oh my god, is my mic picking all that up? I don't think so. There's like loud stuff going on outside. Yeah, I think my roommates are getting like the candy bowl ready or something. No, I think we already had that ready. I have no idea what they're doing. What else have I done recently? Played video games. I watched Digital Circus. I talked about that on a previous stream. I'm not going to talk about it now as much because I got distracted and started drawing the characters instead of what I intended to be drawing. I really like Digital Circus though so far. We've only had the one pilot episode, but it looks really promising. Like story-wise, but like artistically as well. You know, as the artiste that I am, I always have my eyes wide open when I'm looking at other people's art projects and stuff that they're making because I want to, you know, see if I can learn anything from it. You know, what kind of techniques are they using? How are they going about their like character designing or their their choices in their animation and stuff like that because I want to learn how to animate and I consider myself to be a character designer, not a professional but certainly a hobbyist. So I'm invested in things like character design and improving my own character designs. um and so I try to pay attention when stuff like this comes out where it's like, oh, a new thing. um how what sort of thought process does it seem like they had when making this, product, when making these characters, when bringing them to life? What does it look like they put into this, and how can I use that my music ended? Anyways, and how can I put this to use in my own art? Um, so generally I like to pay attention to these sort of things. And of course, it's appealing. It looks good, and I want to watch it because it looks good, and I like the story concept, and the voice acting is really nice. But, at the end of the day, I am an artist, and I have artist brain syndrome, and when I look at a piece of art, I cannot help but think, ooh, hoo, hoo, learning time. And so, I end up looking at it through the lens of my character designer brain as well. Like, it's just how it goes. Like for example, here we go again. But for example, the character Jax, he's very simple. He's mostly shapes. Like he's mostly a lot of simple shapes. It's an easy sort of design to see and to visualize and to understand. And it looks really good. And they've also made a good character out of him. But I think my favorite thing is just like a very specific animation that I saw of him where his eyes were like looking to the right, and then they tilted his head, which not only tilted his ears, because he's a rabbit, not only tilted his ears this way because they, like spun his head slightly. They tilted his head, which flipped his ears over, and also very smoothly his eyes slid over to the other side. And it was just such a satisfying animation to watch. It was so simple. It was a very short amount of time, but it looked so good. And I'm very excited to see what the team has in store. I think I can't remember if Gooseworks is one of the animations or if that's the animations, one of the animators, or if that's the name of the team producing it. I cannot quite recall, but I'm excited for what is to come with Digital Circus. Yeah, okay, definitely timing wise I'll probably be ending around 6:30-ish. It's starting to get dark, and me and my friends thing isn't like based around a specific time. It's just once it starts getting dark enough, we're gonna head out. Scare the children a little bit. You know, we don't want to go too late and not be able to terrify the little kids with our costumes. That's so important. You have to make small children afraid. The best part of Halloween. I jest, but also I certainly don't. That does not make anatomical sense. I need to turn this. I think I understand where I went wrong with this. Because it's like here, so it'd be sticking out that way. And then I want to bring this up slightly because it's a little bit too far down. And that should work. There we go. That's a tangent. I will deal with that in the future. Okay. And then their hats. Yeah, again, I don't think this is really something that I need to do a second sketch for. Same with the hair. Well, at that point, I put myself in a predicament where there's not much else to do except start the line art, but I don't really want to start and then, like, stop a few seconds in. Well, I can always stall for time by sketching a couple little dudes. Yeah, because I've been, oh right, I've been making the little scarecrow guy recently. You know what? No, screw the scarecrow. Do some braining on the pumpkin guy, because I have characters that are in their own sort of little universal town. They're Halloween characters. And one of them is a scarecrow. He's a farmer. You know, he's the nearest farm to the town, and he also has a pumpkin patch every autumn. And there's another character who has a pumpkin for a head that all the other farmers he went to, their pumpkins didn't last long enough. He'd have to replace his head like several times a year, and it got tiresome. But eventually, he heard of a pumpkin farmer with suspiciously, well, not suspiciously, but like pumpkins that lasted strangely long. You know, people would buy the pumpkins and they'd carve them and they last for weeks after Halloween, sometimes upwards of a month. And the thing with this, you know, this pumpkin man is that he has his own ways of making pumpkins last longer. So, you know, something that lasts a couple months for your average human would last quite a while longer for him. And so, you know, he tries it out. You know, he buys a pumpkin from this farmer, and oh boy, are those people right. He manages to, I haven't decided if he has to buy them like 2 a year or just one, probably just one. I think that makes more sense. But he buys a pumpkin and it's able to last him the whole year. And he doesn't have to, you know, get lower quality replacements or buy multiple and, you know, put some in the freezers to save for later. And so it's really useful for him, and him and this farmer become good buddies in the sense of, you know, he's a common customer. He's a regular at the pumpkin patch, and he'll sometimes visit to buy, you know, other goods from the farmer when they're in season. And he's a funny little guy. He lives in a mansion, he's fancy. I'm sure he throws parties every once in a while. A very sophisticated kind of guy. You know, not like snobby sophisticated, but okay, maybe a little bit snobby sophisticated, but you know, he's generally fairly chill, but just like a little bit fancy. I forgot how to draw a pumpkin. I don't want to make that a little shorter. Sure. I think his heads tend to be more like round than this, but you know, you get the point. You know, he'll buy a pumpkin, he'll carve it, and that'll be his head for the year. And we're not gonna question the fact that it sometimes seems like his pumpkin's expression changes. Don't worry about it. Magic moving pumpkin carvings? What? No way. Never. Yeah, I haven't really come up with names for any of these characters. You know, there's the pumpkin guy, there's the scarecrow farmer, there's the ghost, and there's the witch who I haven't drawn yet, but you know, she's also beloved. Yeah, I'm making a fun little town here. I don't know what other kinds of characters I'd add though if I wanted to add more, honestly. Because you know, I've got the pumpkin head, and and the scarecrow and the ghost and the witch. I don't really want to add like zombies or werewolves. Because like it's a kind of a spooky Halloween town, but it's not necessarily like a monster town per se. I feel like when it comes to aesthetics, vampire is already covered with the Pumpkin Man, because he's already got that sort of, you know, ancient mansion, fancy estate, fancy person kind of thing going. Uh, I don't know. I'll have to think about it. I don't know if I want him to have. Maybe I give him a suit vest. I think a suit vest is more the kind of look I'm going for, rather than a proper suit. So maybe no shoulder pads. Yeah, that's more like it. He's a suit vest guy, not a suit guy. And then of course he's got his little do I give him not a tie, not a bow tie. I think I do want to give him a oh, what are these called? I could give him an ascot. I think that might look good, or I could give him one of these, which I forget completely what it's called. I literally have one. I sewed one for myself for my costume this year, which is the White Rabbit from Alice in Wonderland. But it's like a really old kind of necktie thing. Yeah, but I might give him that, or I might give him an ascot. I think that's what this is called, right? I think these are ascots. Because I think they would both look good. So yeah, maybe he has multiple outfits. Who knows? We'll find out. And I think your classic pinstripe pants. Either that or a pinstripe vest. Ooh, I do love a good pinstripe vest. I don't know. I think pinstripe vest might be the way to go though. Yeah, that looks good. I could make his buttons little pumpkin seeds. That'd be adorable. Just like little teardrop pumpkin seed buttons. Hell yeah. Terrible pose, but you know, it gets the point across. That's what matters. Okay, well, it is 6:26, and as much as this has been a very short stream relative to what I normally do, it is a holiday, pre-planned events, that kind of thing, yada yada. So I'm probably gonna call it here. I will be streaming for the full time though on Friday, because I do not have anything else going on then. Man, this entire like sort of week setup has been like not good for not conductive for streaming though, because I think I'm busy on the 4th, which is a Saturday. Yeah, because it's an event going on that day. So I think I'll probably move that stream to Sunday. Other than that, though, we save, and to anyone left in chat, I hope you have a wonderful day or night, and a awfully spooky Halloween. Thank you for stopping by, and yeah, bye-bye.